Since my last video about this, we've got quite a lot of information about the Caves and Cliffs update delay. Not only to do with that, but some features that have potentially been pushed back all the way until next year, 2022. That is why in this video we're going to be going over some new Caves and Cliffs delayed features information that we've got straight from the developers over at Mojang themselves. So if you do go on to enjoy the video, be sure you drop it a like and subscribe if you're new around here for daily Minecraft content. We're currently trying to get to 17,000 subscribers and we're so close, but without wasting any more time, let's get right into the video. So if you've been sticking around here on the channel quite a lot and you've been seeing what's going on, you will have known that I did a video about this not too long ago, and I've actually talked about it in quite a few other videos about the delay and what's going on and some features that have been pushed back and some features that we'll actually see in the summer. Now things have actually changed quite a bit since then. There's been quite a little outpour of information that I actually missed because of how kind of hidden it is. It's not actually hidden, but it's quite hard to find, and it's just hidden beyond these comments over on Twitter. But I have actually gathered it all up and I'm going to be talking about it. Now this is obviously in response to a tweet that King B Dogs made. I'll just read it out to refresh your minds, where he says there have been some questions about the Deep Dark / Warden coming in part 1. Can I say they're not coming in part 1 of Caves and Cliffs? The reason for this is that they are heavily interconnected gameplay mechanics and simply must come as a full package. While I understand this might be disappointing for some, trust me that the wait is worth it. Having more time for these features gives us more time to polish. The Deep Dark and the Warden are both very ambitious projects and we want to make sure we get them done the right way. I appreciate everyone's patience, and when the Deep Dark and Warden finally come in the future, I truly think it will be worth it. That's what I actually talked about in the last video. I talked about all of this and went in depth into all of this, so if you want to check that video out, be sure to check it out at the end of this one. But the new information is actually hidden within the comments to this, and actually responses from King B Dogs himself. Below this he actually replied, also important to know that there is currently no timeline for when these features will come, but we will keep you up to date as soon as we know more info. Now I've saw a few people within the community talking about this and taking this as a bit of a hint that these could potentially be delayed even beyond the second part, which is coming in the holidays. I think that is extremely unlikely. Now let me explain why. One of the main headline features, one of the main topics of discussion and main things that was shown off to us over the past few months and weeks and just that everyone has been talking about is the Warden and the Deep Dark. Sure, I saw a lot of people talking about the Lush Caves and Copper and the Axolotl of course, but the main thing, and what I would assume that many people believe is the main feature, is the Warden and the Deep Dark. So I think it would be extremely unlikely for us to see that next year in 2022, but as King B Dog says, there's no clear timeline at the moment. Nothing is set in stone and it is all subject to change of course. We could expect this at the end of the year, but we could also expect it to be coming next year. Nothing's really set in stone at the moment, so do not get your hopes up that we'll see this in the holidays at the end of the year, but also do not let your hopes go down thinking that it will be released next year. Now that's not all of the information. Someone actually came out and tweeted, is the Skulk sensor coming in part 1 or does this count as the Deep Dark? Now I believe people were asking this question in the comment section on my videos and I actually replied, well of course it's coming in 1.17. It was in the snapshots, right? So I guess I assumed wrong because King B Dog says it will be in part 1 behind commands but not in survival or creative, which is extremely shocking. If you go on the creative menu, you will not see the Skulk sensor. This is really confusing to me because Mojang themselves called part 1 of the Caves and Cliffs update the blocks and the mobs update, so I'm guessing that by that Mojang meant some of the mobs and some of the blocks update. That's basically what this is, and I'm gonna be honest about this, it's a bit of a letdown to see how much content has been taken from 1.17. I know a lot of people were so hyped for this update and to enjoy it over the summer when they get time off school or from work. People have been really hyped to play this, but now after all that, most of the good stuff is coming in the holidays when people will be busy around that time. Someone else also comments saying, question, will the Warden and the Deep Dark still be in the snapshot before part 1, or will it only be available in part 2? Which is a pretty good question. I was thinking this myself. Is there a chance that we could see the Warden or the Deep Dark in a snapshot, even though they're coming at the end of the year, where King B Dogs says it is not going to be in the snapshots before part 1 releases, that much I know. So this is pretty interesting because it not only confirms that there will not be before part 1, but there could also be not before part 2. One thing I've really picked up from all of this information is that things are really uncertain at Mojang right now, and they really do not know within themselves what they are doing with this update. Features are just being scattered everywhere, things are going wild, and Mojang just do not know what to do with all of this. It seems that obviously the situation in the world right now have really messed up Mojang's plans, and we really do not know the extreme effect this has had behind the scenes. When I made that video, there could potentially be no new update for years. I'm guessing that seems more and more like a reality, unfortunately. If you did not see that video, of course I recommend you check that one out after this one. It's a really in-depth video where I talk about how we could see no new update all the way up until 2022 or 2023, and many people said that's so extreme, that's so over the top. Of course it is not going to happen, but it could be true. By new update, I did not mean like a new mainline update like a 1.17 or 1.18, but I meant like a new update unrelated to the caves and cliffs. If you think about it, we've had a lot of the features such as the world generation delayed until the holidays, and potentially the Warden and the Deep Dark, and definitely archaeology postponed until 2022. I think it would be just pretty insane to think that the next update unrelated to the caves and cliffs could be all the way in 2023, which is just really sad. I do not want to think about that right now, but this is just quite a bit of the information we've received. If we get any more, I'll be sure to keep you up to date, but I thought this was so interesting and I wanted to let you all know this, just in case you had any confusion or questions. This should answer most of them that I've been seeing down below in the comments. What do you feel about this, everyone? Are you sad that the Warden potentially could have even been delayed until 2022 or 2023? Let me know what you think down below in the comments, and if you made it this far into the video, be sure you go down below and comment pineapple, okay? If you comment pineapple, I'll be sure to drop the comment heart, everyone. But that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.